know, guys, if I need to be pissed off at Francis and just annoyed with Francis like I generally am, it's very rare that I read a Francis article and I don't leave anything else than irritated. Like, actually irritated. But I'm not positive I am. I'm a little confused. I'm not sure I'm mad, though. So, Errol Hawani tells me, let me take you guys back to last week. It was the end of last week. It's about 5 days ago. Tank Davis is out of the fight. Different speculations and rumors as to why Tank Davis is out of the fight. So, Jake, bless his heart, calls out Francis Ngannou. Now, you guys need to understand why he did that. He did it for you. He promised you a show. He promised you if you mark this date off, you're going to see me bring you a show. He promised you if you bought a ticket and you came out to the venue that he was going to make that walk and he was going to box for you. So he lost his opponent and he went to the exact opposite. Right? He went from the smallest guy he's ever boxed to the largest man in boxing. You get the broad stroke. He did it for you. Jake did it for you to follow the golden rule, which is the show must go on. He did it for you. Whether you appreciated that or not. And Francis told him no. Francis said, no, I don't want to box you. Francis went a little bit further. He said, it doesn't make any sense. He literally said that. They told him, hey, you want to box Jake? He said, Jake who? He said, Jake Paul. He said, who? I only know one Jake Paul. Who are you Jake Paul? I only know one. It took Francis a minute to realize what they were saying, which is kind of funny. But Francis said, no, that's the last thing I'm looking for. That doesn't make sense. And he laughed. And then he even said, don't disrespect me like that. All right. Now, that's the part where normally I leave mad at Francis. But Francis just passed up on $10 million for pretty light work. So I can't actually be mad at Francis. Like, if I'm mad at Francis, I would like to hurt Francis, right? Whether that's to hurt his feelings or to hurt, but I'd like to hurt, I'm mad at Francis. He hurt himself, he cost himself $10 million. Like, what, how would I be mad? If you're a Francis hater, this would make you happy. He just lost out on $10 million. I mean, do you hear me on this? It's a little bit confusing. I talked to Ariel today and I said, look, it pisses me off. It pisses me off because we have an industry and you got to help the guys around you, including your biggest foe. Your biggest mortal enemy that you don't, but it's different. It's still our group. So no matter how much you don't like that guy, to a degree, he's still a partner. It could be a writer or a reporter that you despise. Everything that you read about that person, you don't like. I got one, Joel. But if he called me, he's like, Chael, I got to have this piece, man. My editor wants me to have it. I'm going to do, for sure I'm going to do it. Not even maybe. If he told me, hey, this is important to me as an industry for my job, I need this 5 minutes of your time. Not even a maybe. Of course I would. So if Jake Paul and MVP, which is out there trying to help people, and by the way, succeeding, Weidman, Anderson, Siriano, I mean, just look at these people that absolutely love Katie Taylor, that have done business, Mike Tyson, that have done business with these guys, Tyron Woodley, Ben Askren, that have done business with these guys and love them. Uriah Hall, Chavez Jr., I mean, I can go around. These are all public. People that love them, say how wonderful they were treated, what great experiences. So you have Jake Paul, you have MVP in the world's hardest sport, which is that of boxing. There's a reason that you've never made $1 in boxing. There's a reason that no one in your family's made $1 in boxing. There's a reason. There's no one in your neighborhood. There's a reason. Not one kid that you grew up with or went to school with has made $1 in boxing. You have no friend from high school, from junior high, that you could call, because he's in the boxing business. You don't have one. Because it's so hard to do. It's so incredibly rare. So you get Jake Paul, he comes in, he's doing the hardest business there is, and he's making it work, and he's sharing. He's sharing with people. Okay? Now, he's got a show, he's got a venue, he's got an undercard, he's got everything that he needs to make this happen, and he's got millions that are already out. This Tank Davis thing, Tank screwed a lot of people. He's got millions out. And the only chance to recoup it, which is probably not going to happen, but the only chance of doing it is if the show goes on. And Francis says no. Now, Francis doesn't look at it like that. And Francis can't be held responsible for all of these other people not getting checks. But he is. Francis saying no is the reason that Chris Weidman's not getting a check. Francis not taking the fight is the reason that Anderson Silva won't get a check. That's true. Francis saying no is the reason that MVP and their shareholders are going to lose about $8 million. I'm guessing right now, but I know the business is pretty good. That might be a little strong. All those press conferences for nothing. All those flights, all those hotels, all those training camps, all those trainers, managers, coaches, nothing. And that is because of Francis. Now, that doesn't quite mean it's Francis's fault. Like that's a big thing I just put on him, and it's not there. But he could have alleviated it. All of those people would be getting checks if Francis said yes. And at some point, it's a favor. At some point, and I don't know if Francis has this code. Like, Francis and I do not get along. I should be able to call him right now and go, yeah, hey, bro, hey, put that on hold. I need to talk to you. I need this. My podcast needs this. I got a spot I need. And if he looks at it and goes, yeah, well, that's great because I don't like you. So that's the reason I'm not going to do it is because you need it. Nah, that's not how this works. That's not how this works at all. You got to look out for that dude next to you, even if he's your biggest enemy in the space, but you're still in the space. It's still your space. Think of a guy from school, man. Your least favorite guy in school. But that's a totally different conversation than letting some other kid from some other school come and have a problem with that guy. That's a totally different thing. So then Arrow reveals to me that Francis is actually in talks to fight Jake in December. And do I love it? Yeah, there's something there. There's something there. And it's bad for Jake. It's something bad for Jake. But Jake's been running this business on hate. And then there's that little bit of an opportunity for the people like me that believe in Jake and think he is more than just hype. Where he could actually get a few minutes and he could get inside and he could land and he might be able to move. It's unlikely, but there's something there. But do I want that to go to the guy that just cost an entire show? Why should it? Why should we be cheering for him? Why would we do him a favor? The day we needed a favor, he said no. Why are we coming back to him? It's just an interesting conversation. It's interesting food for thought. I don't really know where I stand on it, quite frankly. I don't really know. If Francis has a code, right, there's a part of it I would respect. Now, if he wilts and fights the same guy in a month, he just cost everybody else a bunch of money but himself, and it's a selfish prick, well, then there is no code. Let's see how this plays out. Judgment reserved.